Broncos country, man. Welcome to the therapy session with Mark and Jeremy, where you can just get whatever the hell's on your chest and on your mind off after an absolutely brutal, miserable, gut wrenching loss. Looks like I lost the.
No, I'm good.
Oh, there he
Sorry.
is. He's back. In Indianapolis, man, the place that I hate playing the most. It seems like the craziest, most wild things always happen there. And the Broncos, albeit a lot of things they did to themselves, basically just got a game completely taken from them at the hands of the referees with a terrible last second call. What are your initial reaction, Jeremy? How you feeling, man?
Yeah, this is one of those ones to me is like we felt horrible last week because the offense didn't play good, but we won. And you're like, yeah, we won, but whatever. This just shows you how important a win is because this week the offense played pretty well and to lose. So it's like, what would you rather have? A win is
Yeah.
hard to get in the NFL, and it's just the self-inflicted penalties or the self-inflicted things that we did to lose that game. We had it in the grasp and we blew it.
Yeah.
And with some help of some very, very questionable officiating.
Yeah. And I get it, man. I mean, listen, you look at whenever you look at the totality of a game, right? If the refs screw it up, I mean, they'll give makeup calls, which they did, right? They were kind of like they give like an illegal hands to the face penalty or holding or whatever. And at the end of the day, like everything kind of ends up evening out, right? And but to do it on the last play on a completely botched kick, it's one thing like if the kick was blocked as a result of whatever penalty they called, nothing to do with it. And in fact, when you go back and look at it, which I've done 4 times since the game's ended, there was zero penalty by any book. And yes, it's frustrating. Like you never want to be put in a position where you have to have a game come down like in the hands of the referees. But like, give me a break. The Colts made a terrible decision to just run the ball and attempt a 60-yarder. It was terrible clock management. He got completely bailed out. That was very like Nate Hackett-esque in his first game. It was awful, and I was fine with it. He completely shanks the kick, and then you throw this late flag. It is just absolutely it's just ridiculous, man.
They waited to
It really
see.
is.
They were waiting to see if it went in, and then when it didn't go in, they go, hold on a second, wait a minute. Like
Yeah.
I was cheering for a good 20 seconds before like the flag came in.
Yeah.
I mean, it's ridiculous.
It's ridiculous, dude. It really is. But I mean, you got to talk about the couple of possessions before that, right? I mean, we're up 28-23, have an opportunity to at least kick a field goal. A bad interception was thrown. I mean, there's no doubt about it. Obviously, when you saw it on the replay, Bo didn't want to follow through and hit his hand. Ball sails.
Well,
Is what it is.
Then dirt it. Because
Yeah.
if you dirt it, I mean, I'm not saying, well, let's go make that kick, but there's less pressure on that kick, and you're going up 8.
Yeah. Yeah, less pressure on that kick. And then, perfect transition, right? So defense does a good job. They hold them to the field goal. They kind of seem to figure it out a little bit more late. And then, you put yourself in a position to go up 5, which is big because now they need a touchdown. And, Sean Payton did a great job, man, calling up an awesome play call on a screen call to Troy Franklin. I mean, I loved it.
Yeah.
And got good enough yards. It's a 42-yarder.
Yeah.
And again, like you could look at Will Lutz's numbers and say, yeah, he's one of the most accurate kickers in the NFL. He is not clutch. He's never been good at clutch kicks ever. It takes me all the way back to the time he missed that initial field goal in Buffalo, right? And then he got bailed out by the penalty, which is ironic because the opposite happened to us today. But even though that one was definitely a penalty because they had too many people on the field, so it was very like easy. And then, last year the kick gets blocked in Kansas City, but I mean that one didn't look like it was going to go in. Like he has this weird thing about him where I felt like when he was going to kick, I was like he's going to miss it, dude. And then it's going right down the middle, and this thing knuckles and hits the post. I mean, it's crazy. And when that happens, you're thinking to yourself, it's just not your day. Like that's kind of what I thought. I was like, it just didn't seem like it was our day. But man, I mean, it was so frustrating because we looked like the opposite team and not always the best ways as we did last week, this week, right? Our offense was crushing it. We did awesome. Defense couldn't get a stop. So it's just annoying, man. And it's one of those where with all of that went wrong, we should be 2-0 going into this gauntlet of the schedule. We should be. There's no way around it. I'm not going to sit there and sugarcoat it or try to be like, I don't want to be a Broncos homer. This is 100% one of those situations where we should absolutely be 2-0. And the game was taken away. And that's where I get really frustrated, is when the referees kind of flex their muscles there. Like, give me a break, Yeah, that's kind of where I'm at. I'm kind of still in disbelief almost, but
yeah. I mean, to me, the plays that did it was obviously that interception. We're about to go up 8, worst case scenario. You throw a pick off of something that just didn't need to happen. I mean, throw it low in a way. Don't throw it high and floating, and you're fine. You're kicking a field goal. You're going up 8. That happens. You hold them to a field goal. Now it's a 2-point game instead of, 5-point game. Then we drive down. Dobbins makes a really good run and then decides to, I've never gotten a good run before. Let me celebrate my head off and spike the football, which, again, you didn't need to make that delay a game. Like, the ball went nowhere. It went upside down and literally hit him again. But you didn't need to do it. It's just stupid. This is like, have some freaking, just awareness of the situation. Just you get tackled, put the ball down, and walk back and get in the line. It's not that hard. Like, I don't know why you got to celebrate every little thing you ever did. You're at the highest level. You should be like, this is no big deal for me that I got a good run. But you're celebrating. You're like, you won the Super Bowl. You got to spike it. Now you get kicked back 5 yards. Still, okay, we're on the 25, 1st and 10, whatever. It's not the end of the world. Then Troutman has a face mask, and you're like,
which they didn't even show. They didn't show.
They didn't show. Melissa, my wife, was watching with me. She said she saw it on the replay. I guess it was at the very, very top of the screen, just barely could see it. But that's stupid. That, like, you got to know the situation. No penalties right there. You get kicked way back, and then I hated the second or now it's 1st and 25 from basically the 40. I hated the first 2 play calls, and then luckily you salvage, or you thought you salvaged, with the Troy Franklin screen. He does a great job of getting as much as he possibly can. Should be a chip shot field goal, and then in a dome, it looks like it's like a 100-mile-an-hour wind pecks up the ball and carries it. Like, what?
Yeah.
What?
It's just weird. It's almost like he was trying to drive it and it knuckles. It's like, dude, just kick it regular, like you do a freaking extra point.
Yes, I don't understand this. Just kick everything like it's an extra point.
It's so wild. And then, I thought at the end of the first half, I thought Sean Payton did a really good job managing his timeouts. He didn't take any. I think it was the right way to do it. Basically giving Indy the ball with like 18 seconds left. We didn't get points, whatever. On the flip side, he took him way too early on this one.
I felt
it was almost as if he knew Indy was trying to kick a 60-yarder. Because what's the point of that? Like, let them, force them to play the timeout. Let them tell you what they're going to do.
Right.
Instead, we take it, and it allows for them to go all the way down. And, okay, yes, it was a 60-yarder, and everything that happened we know afterwards. But you never want to be put in a situation where you are allowing the opposing team to kick a field goal with no time remaining. And also, that now that they're not going to throw the ball, they're just going to run it. So, yes, you can look at it and say you're making it one-dimensional, but, dude, trust your defense. Like, let them go out there and make play. Force them to throw to maybe throw the ball. And then you get an incompletion. And then even if they do hit the field goal, you've got, maybe 40, 50 seconds, maybe a minute left to try to go down there and answer them with another one. So I didn't like the way that one was managed. But overall, man, it was just a very frustrating, strange game, exciting game. I'll say that.
Yeah.
But just weird, man. One of those where, this team wins those last year, and maybe, it is a new, it is a new season. And so you can't expect for it to carry over, but I mean, we did everything possible to lose the game today. Just like I felt like we did last week. So this is something that's got to get cleaned up.
Yeah. And man, Alex, I have some big losers for this game. Like, Alex Singleton looked so slow. And on that huge Jonathan Taylor run, he literally created something that wasn't even there. He literally could have just stayed his ground, and it would force him into it's either him or Pat. You're going to run into one of us. He literally takes. He opens up a huge lane, takes Pat out of the play, and now he's off to the races. And thankfully, Hufanga like runs him down. But like, what the hell was that? And he looks so slow the whole game. Patrick Surtain, that's the worst game I've seen him play in forever. Now I know he got nicked up early, but they were going after him early and often before that. Just I don't know what was going on with that. Riley got beat a little bit. I thought he played really well early. Just crossing routes like crazy. Warren, they couldn't figure him out, like when to cover him.
Yeah.
It was just like, oh my gosh. And then like, yeah, the I don't know. I mean, I would like to see what they say about that penalty, because if it is a penalty, Rizzy, that's 2 weeks in a row. You don't have your like a disciplined team. But if it's not a penalty, then you just got screwed for nothing. And I mean, kudos to the defense for like holding steady at the end there. But like, yeah, it's just you got to a situation where you got them into 3rd and 6. You give up that one. Again, they went after Pat, got the first down. Benito was a split second behind from breaking that up. And then they're in big trouble. And, then you got tackles for losses. They had to run it. They ran it 3 straight times. You got what you wanted. And then just to get it taken from you like that is just crazy to me. I don't know.
No, it's wild. I mean, the defense definitely struggled, right? It was not a good game. I'm not gonna lie, like I wasn't very surprised by it. I kind of felt like I was saying a lot this week, like I don't like this matchup. Their strengths are really like with the minimal weaknesses that I felt like we had on our defense. I felt like they had a good opportunity to take advantage of them. I really did feel that way, and I felt like fine, but I will give them credit. Like they were definitely bend but don't break. They kept us in the game early. Like they gave up a lot of yards, but they gave up field goals and field goals and field goals consistently.
It was that one right before the half that was really a backbreaker, because you went up 8, and then in less than a minute, you gave up 81-yard drive for a touchdown that put it back to a one point game going into half. It's just like, you're supposed to be this elite defense, and Zach Allen almost looked like he got hurt, and then he came back in. Pat got hurt. They wrapped him up. He came back in. Mm-hmm. We're missing a Greenlaw, fine, but like, you're supposed to be this elite defense. You can't be giving up 80-yard touchdown drives in 1 minute, like with 2 minutes left in the half. Like, what is that?
Yeah,
you just can't do that.
Yeah, I mean, there's no doubt about it. It was certainly not ideal, man, but still, I mean, even I think at the end of the day, like you gave yourself a chance to win. The Broncos came out. They had an awesome, drive to start the second half, 7 plays, 60 yards, they get the touchdown. And then, they held them. They kept holding them to field goals, 3 of them, but they just kept missing their opportunities. I mean, it's really those last 2. It's the interception drive. And then the drive afterwards with the missed field goals. I mean, those ones will usually come back and haunt you. But still to feel like you'd made all those mistakes, you gave yourself an opportunity to win. It felt like you won the game, and then it gets taken away like that is gut wrenching, man. But yeah, I thought PS2 definitely a struggle. I thought the injury affected him. I thought a lot of the times when they said they were going to go at him, I mean, he was in good coverage. It's kind of really tight. I hope other teams look at it and say, yeah, we're not going to be afraid to go after PS2, because more often than not, I think it's going to be a good thing. But the pass rush was a little bit frustrating too. We finished the game with 1 sack.
Yeah.
We just couldn't seem to get there. But I mean, again, you did what I felt like you did enough. Like in the game where the defense was having their off game, the offense seemed to really pick up the slack and was doing great. And then, what do you know, man? That's just a really, really frustrating game. It almost feels like it's one of those where it's like a rigged game.
Yeah, it does. Because
like if the Colts kicker just drills a 60-yarder and you lose like that, is what it is.
Kudos.
You're talking about completely different things. But for it to come down to that, like a miss and then a call like that is crazy.
I mean, if it's an obvious call, I don't get mad if it's like, okay, well, that was a penalty. You can't do that, whatever. But to make some crap up is where you're just like, this is where the NFL, and this is like when I've said it a bunch of times, when you're in like bed with all these like betting gambling sites and all this other stuff, you cannot have, you can't be having these questionable like finishes where people are going to be like, that doesn't look right. That doesn't look legit. I mean, if it's obvious, fine. It better be obvious, is what I'm saying. But like a call like that literally determined the outcome of the game is like, you better have it black and white, because you got a bunch of people right now saying that's probably rigged. And maybe it's a bad call, maybe it's a makeup call, whatever you want to call it, but you can't have it on the last play of the game.
Yeah, but it's like a makeup call from what? Like they already had that. And the thing is
From
like
White.
to be frank, like all of the calls that were on the Colts earlier, they were all terrible penalties. I mean, blatantly obvious.
Blatant.
Right? Okay, maybe they missed one on us. They got the makeup call later, but it was one call they missed on us. One. And they got that back later with some other thing. Like, is what it is. All those shits they were awful calls. I mean, blatant pass interference, blatant holdings. Yeah, I mean, I don't get it. And really, it's just one of those where, it's just, it frustratingly kills you. And Quentin, I don't know if you're talking about before the end of the first half, we actually touched on it a little bit earlier. I thought that Sean Payton managed that sequence perfectly. There's no reason we should have taken a timeout in that case. Force Indy to, maybe, if they want to. But unless you're in scoring position for a field goal or a touchdown, there's no reason why you should call timeout. Because all you're doing is giving, if you're not going to convert and get a first down, you're just going to give them another opportunity to be able to go down and get points. So I thought we managed that well. I thought the way that we managed it before the end of the second half was not good. We called the timeouts way too early. That was very strange to me as well. Very, very weird. Especially because they had timeouts.
Yeah.
So it's like, let them dictate how that's going to go. And
put the pressure on.
And then when they were kicking the 60-yarder and they missed it, I'm like, man, we got lucky. Sean Payton got lucky.
Totally.
And then, obviously we end up knowing what happens after that. But I felt like the management on that was a little bit weird, but yeah, wild, man. I mean, this is definitely a team you can tell that's still coming into their own. I mean, a lot of things that went wrong last week with the offense super got cleaned up. Like I think things looked really good. There was a lot of positives there. But then, now there's a lot of other glaring negatives too. And we got a brutal schedule ahead. The Joe Burrow injury might make that game a little bit less painful, depending on how
I didn't see what happened. What was the injury?
Yeah, I unfortunately knew about it because I have him on like all my fantasy teams. He got a turf toe, pretty bad.
Oh,
sprained his toe, and he was like barely walking. So those things are nasty, man.
And we play them week 4?
Yeah, we play them in 2 weeks on Monday night. Like next week we play the Chargers.
Then it's them, and then it's the Eagles.
Then it's them on Monday night, and then it's the Eagles. Yeah, so it's a brutal stretch, and that's why like being 2-0 is so important. But I thought there was a lot of good things, man. I thought Troy Franklin balled, and it sucks that it was in a loss because he looked so good today, man.
Yep, he did.
He looked so good, just confident, catching everything.
Dude, that catch that Bo threw, the one he dropped in on that long play, it was a great catch, underrated catch, because he really had to stretch out for that one too, and that was huge. Bo dropped it in. That's a tremendous throw, but that's one that last year we were getting on Troy for not bringing, not tracking and all that. But no, he played. He probably was the best player on the field. Bo looked great up until that one throw, but that's where he needs to learn. I mean, these are those learning games where you're like, it just takes one, like you just wanted to be a little too cautious, and it burned you. You just cannot do it. You can't be, oh, well, let me just half-ass this little one. Just like, let me just, you can't do it.
No, I get it.
But,
I think for me, man, I don't want to see any more of those, like, trying to force the ball to Cortland plays.
Yeah, screw Cortland.
Like let them organically happen.
Yes.
But yeah, especially on that one, like, I get it. Was it a bad decision to throw it? I mean, you could look at it and say, yeah, but if he has a cleaner pocket, he's able to follow through. I think worst case is probably just incomplete, but still it's like, why on that? You got to know the down and distance. You got to know, hey, incompletion is fine. Completely fine. taking a sack where he was, it'd have been like a 1 yard loss or maybe they got a 1 yard gain. That's
Yeah.
fine too. Totally
I
fine.
told my wife right before that we were watching. I go, okay, this play, Sean needs to be in his ear and being like, whatever you do not take a sack because he's on the 30. Usually sacks are like 7-8 yards. It's gonna push us to a super long field goal. If it's not there, it's not there. Just dirt it, whatever. Kick a field goal, go up 8, let the defense do their thing. But I wasn't even expecting an interception, a forced throw where he just floated it. So like to me, that was just like, dude, you gotta know the situation.
Yeah.
If we're down 5 and you gotta make a throw, okay, like he's trying to make a play because you're behind. But when you're up 5, like just play safe right there. Like you don't need it. That was frustrating. Other than that, I thought he played really well.
Oh, I thought he was awesome.
Trent Green hates the Broncos. That was clear. How many times did they bring up that Riley Moss one, which is like perfect coverage? I don't know what the hell they're even talking about. That Riley Moss, where they're like, he had his hands up. Riley's looking for the football and then bats it down. Yeah, they can be like hand fighting all they want as long as you're looking for the football, which he completely was. And then he batted it down. He wasn't holding him. He wasn't doing anything. So, and then on a replay, they said he had him like up here. Didn't. I was like, dude, just get over it. Like, it was a good call. And then they were whining and crying about every single like pass interference they were getting called for it, which was like, our guy was like, the jersey's like a foot and a half away from the player, but they're pulling him so bad. You're like, how are you guys complaining about this?
Yeah.
It's just
like I said, it was one of those where I felt like overall, up until the end, it was a fairly refereed game.
Yeah.
But
I
just cannot believe like you make that call in that situation when it's so irrelevant. First of all, it wasn't. The thing is, the best part is it's not even leverage. But even if it was, like, it's so irrelevant to the play.
Yeah.
Like, give me a fucking break, dude. You know, I don't know. I don't get that. That really just irks the hell out of me, man. But there's another game of like being able to run the ball well. I thought Sean Payton's game plan was great. I thought his play calling was really good. He stuck with the run. Like, he even had a couple runs late in the second half where they weren't really getting in. They had like 2 back-to-backs. They didn't really get much, but I'm like, that's a good thing because you need to make the opponent feel like you're at least going to attempt running it. And, I think it ended up having, leading to an awesome, just, wide open play action. And then in the second half, we're able to, pop a big one with J.K. Dobbins. So it's like, I don't know. I thought there was so many things that we did well. And it results in a win, right? Whereas in a loss, whereas last week we did so many things wrong and it results in a win. So that's the craziest thing about the NFL, man. So, I mean, maybe us being 1-1 is kind of where we're supposed to be at, but still just ridiculously frustrating.
No, I mean, we were the better team in both games, so I wouldn't say that. But, like, we were frustrated because we had high expectations for last week, and we looked bad, but we were still better than that. Like, our defense completely outplayed them. Like, we deserved to win that game, even though it was sloppy. This game, it was just like, I couldn't believe we gave up 30-some points to Daniel Jones. And Daniel Jones...
29.
Oh, is that what it ended up being? Yeah, because it was 1 point. They won by 1 point, yeah. 29 points to Daniel Jones. Not that I can say Daniel Jones all I want, but, like, he looked really freaking good. He looked really good last week. He looked really good this week. He didn't make any stupid mistakes. He hit the guys that were open. He knew where the ball was supposed to go. Like, he managed it perfectly. He was accurate. There was not one play from him that I was like, oh, there you go. Nothing. I mean,
I think he's a good player, bro. I've always kind of liked Daniel Jones. I feel like he got the short end of the stick, but.
Well, you go to the Giants, and it's just like there's tons of pressure and a bad franchise. So it's like, good luck with that.
Yeah, and he had like the best year they had there in like God knows how long, takes him to the playoffs, and then they quit on him. Yeah. I always felt like he was good. But yeah, I mean, we gave up 473 yards. That's crazy.
Yeah. And I mean, it was our linebackers, and our secondary was just way worse than I thought they were going to be today. That was tough.
Yeah. I felt like a lot of these guys were kind of playing in positions that they weren't necessarily, I want to say used to playing in, but they were kind of everywhere. It wasn't like we were in base a lot. They were kind of trying to switch, mix things up a little bit. But I mean, overall, like, listen, giving up a lot of yards giving up, 29 points. It should have been 26 points. Was all like not good. It was very weird by the defense, but they definitely played good enough, and they certainly gave us a chance to win just by being able to be so good in the red zone. I mean, they were really good in the red zone last year. They were so good again, just stifling them. I held them. I mean, what did they end up kicking? 3, 4, 6 field goals? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 field goals. They ended up kicking 5 field goals. I mean, and they were all like within the red zone except for the last one. So yeah, I mean, I thought overall they did good enough, but in the times where the offense did so well, and the times that we needed to stop from the defense, we didn't get it. And then flipped, the offense starts struggling, defense gets us the stops that we needed. So it's like, man, this is like just so much resembles of what we did last year at times as well.
We lose
the time of possession too.
Yeah, it was that game where like every time we had an opportunity to put it into a 2-score possession, like we couldn't do it.
Yeah.
We would just like but it was our energy too. I didn't like our energy. It was like, oh, well, we didn't get it. 3rd down, and he wasn't kind of over. I just kind of threw it. It's like, wait, what? Like, but when they had to have it, they were very focused, and we did good. But like when it was like, yeah, there were so many 3rd down calls that on the ones that we didn't convert that I was like, what was that? Like, I don't even know what that was. What even that was? Who that was to? It was just weird. And then, it comes down to you make one mistake, now you give them a chance, and you didn't. You should have been up 12, but nope, you were up 8, and then you were up 5, and then you were up 2, and then you lost by 1.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, and I mean, it's 2 weeks in a row as well. We're in a position where we're up by a point, we get a touchdown, and I've always said this, man, you have the opportunity to go for 2 and make it a 9-point game. They didn't both times. It's something that you've got to. I mean, I feel like it only makes sense.
It depends.
You've got to do it.
I think that
especially when the offense was humming. The offense was humming today.
Yeah.
Go for it, bro. Worst case, 7 points.
I would rather put the pressure on them to have to score a touchdown and get a 2-point conversion on our defense than just a touchdown. Because one play, you can have a fluke play anytime, any place, but like you're going to have to do it back to back on our defense. So to me, I was like, yeah, make it 8. That's fine.
Yeah.
And Will had no problems kicking those. And then you have like the chip shots. I was just so thankful that Troy got us to like the 20. I was just like, oh, okay, now we'll go up 5. And then I'm thinking to myself, I'm literally in the thought process of like, well, if they go down on our defense and score a touchdown to win the game, we deserve to lose. But it's going to be difficult to do that. So that's what it's going to come down to. And then all of a sudden, clank, and I'm like, oh, well, they're going somehow, some way, they will be kicking a field goal to win this game. I don't know how. I told my wife this. It doesn't even matter. Something will happen in this game. They will be kicking the field goal with no time left to win this game.
Yeah.
And then when they missed, and I was like, oh, my gosh, we got lucky and, like, fortunate. But also, like, we did our job. We made them kick a really long one. We didn't give up anything easy. And then to call that, I was just like, yep, I was right. I knew it. I could just feel it. I just felt it all game long.
Yeah, me too.
You're just about to put it out of reach. You have to have the killer instinct to be like, this is where we end their hopes. Because it's like the crowd's into it. If you go up 12 at any point, the crowd is like, oh, this one's probably getting away. But if it's 8, if it's 5, they're in it,
Yeah. No, it kills you. Like, right when Will Lutz missed, like right when that kick clunked off the goalpost, I was literally preparing myself to say we're losing this game.
Yeah.
It was going dead middle too. Like if it's from 41 yards, it goes in.
I don't even understand that. Like
it just goes. Whoo.
Which worse? I mean, this is on par with the Kansas City loss last year, where it got blocked. Because it was like you saw it going in, and then it all of a sudden wasn't going in, and I'm like, it's in a dome. How do you knuckle it? How's it going straight and then it knuckles in a dome? There's no wind.
I mean, this can arguably be worse because when you look at the Kansas City game, you're thinking, all right, listen. At the end of the day, we fucked up and they got a block. Like, kudos to them. It sucked, but I was like, kudos to them. This one kills you because it was like the freaking zebras throwing the flag. I mean, it kills me. I hate being like the guy that blames the refs, but this one was so clearly a botched call. It's like, dude, the NFL, like you had said, I mean, with all their sponsorships that they have with like DraftKings and FanDuel, they end up calling it on the guy that gets like, suspended for a year for gambling.
Yeah.
There's just, and then they just seem to hate Sean Payton because I swear to God, they always be making the worst calls for Sean. I mean, look at his time back in New Orleans. So
I agree.
it's just like, I couldn't believe it. I literally was like, you got to be kidding me, dude. And
what did you think real quick about that? It looked like Sean Payton was getting into it on the sideline with Vance, and it looked like Sean was getting into it a little bit on the sideline with Bo. Like, he was like, what happened? Bo was like, well, did you have a problem, or what do you think about either one of those?
I mean, I love it. I think when Sean and Bo go at it, especially when it's like that, I think the announcers did a good job explaining it. Like, sometimes you just want to know why your quarterback made that decision, right? It's not like he's saying you made the wrong one. He's like, what happened there? And then maybe the response that Bo gave, well, he's like, all right, like, that sounds good. That's all I really wanted to know.
Yeah.
So I like the fire, and then I feel like him and Vance kind of always go at it back and forth. It kind of is what it is, but I don't care what Sean Payton ever says to Vance Joseph. Sean Payton can thank him for a lot of wins, bro. A lot of wins.
Yeah.
And so, and again, I thought Vance, like, for the most part, did a decent job adjusting. I mean, they were better in the second half. They only gave up 9 points in the second half. But still, like, right when the defense starts to kind of figure it out, the offense can't. It's crazy. It was crazy, man. It just had kind of a lot of, I don't know, rigged stuff over it. Allowing 200 scrimmage yards from Jonathan Taylor, not the formula. Yeah, I mean, dude, he always kind of kills us. He kind of gift wrapped us a win last week and last year, and they gave us it back. But it was really, a lot of it was on that big one. I thought we did a really good job on Jonathan Taylor for the most part. And then when we started to respect their pass game, he kind of got his. But I would even say he per se killed us. I thought it was just a lot of us killing ourselves too.
It was to me. Go back and watch that one. He broke down the sideline. That was Alex Singleton's 100% fault. No doubt about it. I don't know what that was. He played absolutely like trash today, and he looked like a guy coming off an ACL, and I'm sure he'll get it together, but this was just an absolute horrific game from Alex Singleton.
Yeah, I mean, he better, because teams are looking at us and saying, if you want to beat the Broncos defense, you just attack their linebackers. It's very easy. Very, very simple. Because in the run game, sure, we could be fine, but for the most part, but in the pass game, we're getting them out in space. Yeah, it's a glaring weakness. It has been for a long time. But man, yeah, Cortland Sutton finishing the game, 1 catch, 6 yards. He had a little bit of a rough game, which is not overly surprising to me. I mean, I think defenses are just trying to hone in on him.
He did.
But again, Franklin was awesome. Pat Bryant, like, why not get more Pat involved?
Yeah,
he was on there. He was making plays.
Yep. I mean, he did. Cortland did earn us like a pass interference at the 1, so like, can't forget about that too. I mean, that's not going to show up on the stat sheet, but
yeah. I mean, like I said, I think he was fine.
Yeah.
Hi.
Yeah, that was tough. I mean, it just goes to show you the 2 different weeks. It was like, you play bad and win, or do you play good and lose? And we played bad on the defense for whatever reason, and lost. But a lot of people after last week was like, well, I think it almost feels like if the offense played well, but you end up losing a close one, people would be happier than if the Broncos just won but the offense wasn't good. And you're like, I can tell you for a fact, I was happier with winning.
Yeah. No, 100%. I mean, I think you opened it up saying it perfectly. Like, that's why you're just so happy that you got the win last week, because I don't give a shit how good the offense might have looked at times today. You lose, it pisses you off.
Yep.
Every time.
Yep.
And it's that roller coaster that, like, I was celebrating so much when he missed the kick.
Me too. Oh, I was
fired up, like, hell yeah, bro. I can have take a deep breath. And then it just
ruins everything for the week.
The refs just decided they want. It's crazy. It's so insane to me, dude. That should be. It should honestly be illegal for refs to make those kind of calls in any game. It's the same thing like in basketball, right? It's like a game-winning heave shot, and like they'll call like a foul, saying like it was a shooting foul, and they give them like the free throws, and you're like, dude, really?
Yeah, that's why it's
Like,
like
because his freaking thumb hits his. It's like the same stuff. It just kills you.
yeah, it's one of those. It's kind of an unwritten rule. It's like at the end of the game, unless it's blatant, you let them finish it on the field. Like you kind of swallow your whistles and let them finish it.
Yeah.
Like let
And,
them decide the game. But
and
that
again, it's like if it was like for me, it's like if it was leverage, I'd still be really annoyed. But I'm like, all right, at least they called it right. The worst part of it is it wasn't even that. Nothing happened, and that's what kills me.
And not only that, not only is it a game deciding call, but this year we were supposed to have the whole like, oh, well, I have to check with New York and check with them before they're making the call, blah, 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 blah. This one just felt like, yeah, I don't know. I think it was. And it was like, you can check. And my wife's like, can they throw the red flag or whatever? We're out of timeouts, but like, it's under 2 minutes. Like, can we just get the call right? I know you called it on the field, but how about we just get the call right?
It's super easy to like send it back to New York and be like, oh, no, it was a bad call. Game's over.
Do you think this is worthy of a 15-yard penalty and letting him re-kick? Or do you think you should just let it be like, we're picking it up? It wasn't.
Yeah, because it's bullshit.
It's right.
Bullshit.
Yeah, just get it right.
Crazy.
Yeah,
man. Yeah. Anyways, dude, shout out to Jeremy, man. Jeremy is celebrating a very special weekend, and he still gave us 30 minutes of his time today after the Broncos. After a loss, I would have been like, screw you, bro. I'm not going on post game.
But I know. I was like, I was gonna be so happy going on the post game, be like, oh, what an awesome week!
Too,
like
dude.
This is so nice. And nope. I bet, dude. Not only that, like, just getting we're up in the mountains, and just to get up here. Yesterday we were driving up here, and we literally got to Eisenhower. Like, we're 15 seconds from the top of Eisenhower Tunnel, and I got like something on my car that said that there was like a drivetrain malfunction and now you don't have full power. And I'm like, what am I supposed to do now? Like, so I literally like cruised down to Silverthorne, went to like a advanced auto body, their advanced auto parts place. He checked it, looked it up. It's like some sort of thing. I get back in the car. The power's back, but I'm waiting for this warning to hit any time. So we drove all the way home, switched cars, came all the way back, and then to have this happen. So the devil's really trying to get at me this week.
Did you switch to the 4Runner, or was it the 4Runner that had the problem?
No, we went with now we have the 4Runner.
Yeah, hey, you gotta know, bro. You gotta take the 4Runner on the long trips.
Yeah,
they're bulletproof.
Error on my fault. That's what
they are bulletproof. I always tell my wife, I'm like, we're taking the runner if we ever go more far.
I know.
Well, good luck, man. Are you coming back tomorrow?
Yeah.
Cool. Well, enjoy the rest of your night. At least try to.
I know. Yeah, exactly.
Appreciate you tuning in. All you guys in the chat, everybody watching, you guys are awesome. You guys are dope. So thanks for rolling with us. And it'll be better next week, hopefully. Yeah.
I mean, it can't be worse. I mean, maybe it can be as worse, but it can't be worse than that.
No, that's the worst way. That's literally somebody being like, no, we're going to take the game and we're going to put it somewhere else. Yeah, that's right, Eli. I'll see you tomorrow, baby. I was hoping I'd be in a better mood. We're at a golf tournament tomorrow. So I'd be in a better mood for that. Now they just piss me off. Every single year, it happens after like week 1 or week 2, and every single year we lose the day before. Every single time.
You got to schedule that golf tournament in
March.
Yeah.
August. March. Yeah.
Right. All right.
Cool, man. All right, brother. Take it easy, man. Appreciate it. Peace out, guys.
See you guys.
Later.